Hello Midnights. Up next, crop circles, the mystery that won't be flattened. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know where you are listening from and don't forget to subscribe. An exploration of one of the most enduring and enigmatic phenomena in modern times, crop circles continue to fascinate, baffle, and inspire debate. These intricate geometric patterns, appearing overnight in fields across the globe, challenge conventional understanding and invite us to consider possibilities beyond the ordinary. Far from being mere agricultural. While crop circles became a widespread topic of discussion and media fascination primarily in England during the late 1970s, their historical roots appear to stretch back much further than their modern resurgence. The phenomenon, it seems, has intermittently surfaced in human observation and folklore for centuries, suggesting a deeper, more enduring connection to our collective history and perception of the unknown. One of the earliest and most vividly documented accounts is found in a 1678 English woodcut pamphlet ominously titled The Mowing Devil, or, Strange News out of Hertfordshire. This publication detailed a farmer's astonishing claim that a devil or supernatural entity had flattened his crops into precise, circular patterns overnight after he refused to pay for the work. The woodcut vividly depicted a horned figure cutting the oats into neat, circular swathes, aligning remarkably with descriptions of modern crop circles. This historical record, predating modern photography and scientific inquiry into the phenomenon, is arguably the first concrete instance of what we would today recognize as a crop circle, indicating that such formations were observed and puzzled over centuries ago. Moving forward in time, in 1880, British scientist John Rand Capron penned an article in the esteemed scientific journal Nature. He described curious, isolated circular patches in a wheat field in Surrey, noting their precise edges and the perplexing absence of wind damage or any discernible human interference. Capron's detailed observations, made with a scientific eye, align perfectly with what are now considered classic traits of genuine crop circles, highlighting the uniformity of the flattened crop and the intact nature of the stems. His report demonstrates that the scientific community, even in the 19th century, was taking notice of these anomalous patterns, suggesting the phenomenon was present, if not widely understood, long before the media frenzy of the late 20th century. It was, however, in the late 1970s and early 1980s, particularly in the agricultural fields of Wiltshire, England, that crop circles began to capture widespread public and media attention, evolving from scattered historical anecdotes into a global enigma. Though England, particularly the ancient landscape of Wiltshire, remains the undeniable epicenter for crop circle appearances, their global footprint is far more extensive than often realized. These mysterious formations have materialized on every continent save for Antarctica, demonstrating a truly worldwide reach. This pervasive presence suggests that the phenomenon is not a localized anomaly or a cultural fad, but potentially a universal occurrence interacting with diverse landscapes and populations. As of 2024, an astonishing figure of over 10,000 crop formations has been meticulously documented in more than 40 countries. This widespread occurrence underscores that the phenomenon is not localized to a single region or culture, rather, it appears to transcend geographical and political boundaries, presenting itself in various agricultural settings from the wheat fields of Europe to the rice paddies of Asia and the vast prairies of North America. For instance, in Canada, the province of Saskatchewan experienced a notable spike in crop circle reports in the late 1990s, becoming a North American hotspot for the designs and drawing international research attention. Similarly, in Japan, the Iwate Prefecture has recorded the appearance of complex geometric patterns in rice fields, with some reports noting their emergence often coincides with or follows intense lightning storms, hinting at a potential atmospheric connection, or perhaps a regional environmental trigger. The global nature of these formations raises profound questions. If human-made, how is such a consistent, yet globally dispersed, effort coordinated? If natural, what universal forces could produce such intricate and often meaningful patterns across such varied climates and terrains? The sheer ubiquity of the phenomenon challenges any purely parochial explanation, compelling us to consider a global, if not cosmic, commonality. The true enigma of crop circles lies not just in their existence, but in the peculiar circumstances of their creation and the consistent physical anomalies found within them. These details challenge simplistic explanations and push the boundaries of conventional scientific understanding, demanding a closer look at the subtle yet profound differences between known human creations and the truly anomalous formations. One of the most confounding aspects of crop circles is their seemingly instantaneous appearance, often occurring within a few hours under the cloak of darkness, and the elusive nature of their creators. While acknowledged human hoaxes exist, many reported formations defy logistical explanations for human intervention. A widely cited example is the 1991 admission by British pranksters Doug Bauer and Dave Charley, who claimed responsibility for creating dozens of formations using simple planks, ropes, and sighting poles. While their confessions demonstrated that some intricate designs could be made by humans, they quickly admitted that they could not account for the hundreds of other formations appearing in regions they'd never visited, nor explain how some highly complex circles predated their own publicly known work. Crucially, a hallmark of many genuinely anomalous crop circles is the distinct absence of visible human footprints, machinery tracks, or any other logistical evidence typically left behind by a team working through the night. Unlike human-made circles, which often show signs of pressure damage, snapped stalks, or unevenness, the plants in genuine formations are bent, not broken, often spiraling outwards from the center. The mystery deepened significantly with eyewitness accounts. In 2004, a German police helicopter patrol made an astonishing observation. They witnessed a crop circle forming in real time. Hovering over a field outside Kassel, they reported seeing a bright light on the ground and a large, intricate circle rapidly taking shape beneath it. Critically, no people, vehicles, or equipment were observed on the ground, and the speed of formation was described as impossibly fast for human creation. Such precise, rapid, and traceless formation challenges the very definition of a hoax and suggests a highly sophisticated, non-human agency at work, leaving investigators to ponder the true capabilities of the unknown forces involved. Beyond their sudden and enigmatic appearance, rigorous scientific analysis of crop circles has consistently revealed physical anomalies within the affected plants and soil that are not easily replicated by simple human flattening techniques. These findings point towards an energy source far more sophisticated and powerful than planks and ropes. Biophysicist Dr. W.C. Levengood, a respected researcher with the BLT research team, conducted extensive analysis on over 300 crop circles across multiple countries. His peer-reviewed work, published in Physiologia Plantarum, revealed a significant and consistent finding: plant cell walls and crop circles were consistently altered in ways that were consistent with rapid heating. Specifically, the moisture within the plant's nodes, the knuckles along the stem, was heated so rapidly that it caused these nodes to swell and stretch, often creating expulsion cavities, small, localized explosions of superheated water vapor. This phenomenon, known as plasmolysis, is akin to exposure to intense, directed microwave radiation, causing cells to expand or rupture from internal pressure. Furthermore, changes in seed germination rates and chromosomal aberrations have been observed in crops from these formations, suggesting a cellular-level impact from an energy source. Further scientific scrutiny of soil samples taken directly from within crop formations has yielded equally intriguing results. These samples show the presence of microscopic, fused silicon particles and magnetized iron spheres. These specific materials occur naturally only under conditions of extreme heat, over 1,500 degrees Celsius, or in high-energy plasma environments. Such findings strongly suggest that the creation of crop circles might involve processes far more energetic and exotic than any known human-made methods, pointing towards a highly localized and intense energy burst. Moreover, unlike manually flattened crops which often show snapped or damaged stems, the stalks in genuine formations are intricately bent, often at 90-degree angles, just above the ground without breaking them, a feat that defies simple physical force and further supports the theory of an underlying energy manipulation. These anomalies, replicated across diverse locations and over decades, remain at the heart of the scientific mystery. Perhaps the most compelling and controversial aspect of the crop circle phenomenon is the suggestion that some formations might represent deliberate communication from an intelligence beyond our own. This hypothesis emerges not just from their intricate designs, but from patterns that appear to convey meaningful, encoded data, challenging our assumptions about how non-human intelligences might attempt to interact with us. These formations act as giant, symbolic canvases, potentially offering messages that bypass traditional linguistic barriers and appeal to universal principles of mathematics, science, and imagery. One of the most astonishing formations to fuel the communication theory is the Arecibo response crop formation, which appeared in 2001 adjacent to the Chilbolton Observatory in Hampshire, England. What made this formation so remarkable was its precise alignment and replication of the original Arecibo transmission, a binary radio message sent into space by humanity from the Arecibo radio telescope in 1974. The original Arecibo message was a 1679-bit image, representing a grid of 73 rows by 23 columns. Both 73 and 23 are prime numbers, intended to signal its artificial origin. It was designed to convey information about human civilization to potential extraterrestrial intelligence, including details about our solar system, DNA, human form, and the Arecibo telescope itself. The crop circle replica, appearing in a field, precisely mirrored this complex binary code, converting flattened and standing crops into zeros and ones to reproduce the original image. The complexity of this enormous, accurately rendered replica would have required extensive planning, sophisticated computer modeling, and precise aerial oversight, far beyond the capabilities typically attributed to human hoaxers operating under cover of darkness. Shortly after this message appeared, another related formation, depicting a non-human face, materialized nearby, further solidifying the idea for many that these were not random occurrences but intelligently designed responses. The location of its appearance, directly within view of Earth's instruments specifically designed to search for extraterrestrial intelligence, adds a strange and profound layer of irony to its message. Following the Arecibo message formation, another extraordinary pattern, known as the Crabwood formation, appeared in 2002 near Winchester, England. This formation consisted of two distinct parts, a face of a gray alien and, crucially, a circular binary disk containing an intricately encoded message. The complexity and detail of the alien face, rendered in a raster-like fashion, were themselves astonishing. However, it was the accompanying binary disk that truly captivated researchers. Computer scientist Paul Vigay, along with other code experts, meticulously worked on decoding the Crabwood message. They confirmed that the ASCII code within the crop circle was accurately encoded in 8-bit binary, complete with correct parity spacing, a highly technical detail that is extremely difficult to get right without significant technical knowledge and precision. The sheer volume of correctly encoded data, coupled with the precise spacing and the cryptic nature of the message, made it an extraordinary feat, even for highly skilled human artists under ideal conditions, let alone in a field at night. The message's unusual syntax and profound content led many to interpret it as a warning or guidance from an advanced intelligence. Beyond replicating known data, some crop formations have displayed an astonishing level of inherent mathematical and symbolic genius, suggesting a profound understanding of universal principles. This transcends mere artistic imitation, pointing towards creators who might utilize mathematics as a fundamental, cross-cultural language. A prime example is the 2008 Barbary Castle formation. This intricate design contained an accurate depiction of pi to 9 decimal places, 3.14159265. What makes this even more remarkable is that the number was not rendered using direct digits. Instead, it was mathematically encoded through the number of segments or divisions within its spiral arms, effectively mapping the decimal expansion of pi onto the geometric structure of the crop circle itself. This method indicates a deep conceptual understanding and precise execution, going beyond simple artistic representation to embody a mathematical constant within the very structure of the formation. Such a precise and elegant encoding of a fundamental mathematical constant, which exists independently of human language or culture, suggests that some crop circles are not merely random patterns or simple hoaxes, but potentially profound symbolic expressions, hinting at a universal language of mathematics. Other formations have been found to incorporate complex fractal geometries, precise astronomical alignments, or golden ratio proportions, all of which point to a level of intelligence and technical capability that remains baffling when attributed to human pranksters working in the dark. These patterns often reveal deeper layers of meaning upon closer mathematical analysis, implying a sophisticated, nonverbal form of communication designed to resonate with universal principles. Given the multifaceted nature of the crop circle phenomenon, various theories have emerged to explain their origins, ranging from the terrestrial to the truly extraordinary. Each theory attempts to account for the physical evidence, the eyewitness accounts, and the inherent complexity of the designs. Undoubtedly, a significant portion of crop circles can be attributed to human ingenuity and artistry. Many formations, especially in Wiltshire, are linked to known groups of artists and pranksters, notably the circle makers, who have openly reproduced complex designs using basic tools like planks, ropes, and surveying equipment. Their demonstrations prove that humans are capable of creating impressive patterns, some even claiming to replicate certain authentic crop circle characteristics. However, even these skilled individuals, who are intimately familiar with the practicalities of circle making, have candidly admitted that some designs observed go beyond what we could do in a single night. The sheer scale, rapid appearance, and the intricate mathematical precision of certain formations often present logistical challenges that even the most dedicated human teams struggle to explain how they could achieve, particularly without leaving behind any discernible trace of their presence. The contrast between known human-made circles, which often show minor inconsistencies or damage to the plants, and the pristine nature of genuinely anomalous formations fuels this ongoing debate. Another scientific theory posits that crop circles could be a product of natural atmospheric or geophysical phenomena. Physicist Dr. Terence Meaden, for example, theorized that crop circles could result from plasma vortexes, localized meteorological events akin to ball lightning or highly concentrated atmospheric electrical discharges. His research highlighted a correlation between several crop circle appearances and electrical storms, suggesting that these energetic phenomena could interact with crops in a precise way. He also described a potential link between geomagnetic anomalies and the specific locations where circles form, proposing that telluric currents or energy fields within the Earth could play a role. This theory suggests that energetic natural forces could precisely flatten crops without human intervention, though it struggles to fully explain the intricate geometric complexity, the deliberate encoding of data, and the symbolic content seen in some formations, particularly those exhibiting obvious mathematical or linguistic patterns. For many, the extraordinary precision, scale, and the seemingly impossible nature of some crop circles point towards an intelligence beyond humanity. This leads to the highly debated theory of extraterrestrial or even interdimensional involvement. This perspective suggests that the formations are not merely patterns but intentional messages or demonstrations from advanced entities. Supporting this hypothesis are documented testimonies from credible witnesses, including over 200 pilots, radar operators, and military personnel who have signed affidavits through projects like the Disclosure Project. These individuals describe UFO sightings often occurring near crop circle formations, sometimes mere minutes before or during their creation, implying a direct connection. Proponents of this theory often point to the undeniable evidence of physical changes in the plants and soil that human hoaxes cannot replicate, such as the elongated nodes and expulsion cavities. Furthermore, the sheer complexity of formations like the Arecibo response and the Crabwood binary disk, combined with their overnight appearance without trace, leads many to conclude that the creators possess technology and knowledge far beyond human capabilities. The interdimensional aspect suggests that these entities might not be traveling vast distances across space but rather accessing our reality from other dimensions or planes of existence, explaining their elusive nature and seemingly instantaneous manifestations. This theory also aligns with anecdotal reports of strange lights, unusual sounds, or feelings of an energetic presence reported by witnesses in or near genuine crop circles. A more esoteric, yet thought-provoking, theory comes from the realm of consciousness studies. Psychologist Dr. Rupert Sheldrake suggested that crop circles might emerge via morphic resonance, a theoretical process where intention, collective thought, or even species-specific memory fields could manifest directly in the physical world. This theory posits that shared human consciousness, perhaps influenced by a collective fascination or yearning for contact, could subconsciously co-create these intricate patterns. While highly speculative and lacking conventional scientific proof, this theory attempts to explain the powerful, intuitive pull many people feel toward the patterns, as well as the reported psychological effects on those who enter them. It proposes that the patterns could be a form of self-organizing phenomenon influenced by a collective consciousness, rather than being made in the traditional sense, perhaps reflecting a deep, subconscious human connection to universal geometric forms and symbolic expression. It offers a bridge between the physical manifestation and the often reported spiritual or emotional impacts. Beyond the scientific and logistical debates, many individuals report profound psychological and spiritual effects after interacting with crop circles. These anecdotal accounts are sometimes supported by preliminary research suggesting a deeper, energetic resonance. Studies conducted by the BLT research team, which specializes in analyzing anomalous crop formations, have explored these reported effects. Their findings, while preliminary, indicate that participants who meditated inside crop circles showed measurable shifts in brainwave activity, including increases in alpha and theta waves, which are associated with states of deep relaxation, meditation, and heightened intuition. More strikingly, many reported experiencing spontaneous emotional or spiritual insights, a profound sense of heightened awareness, feelings of peace and tranquility, or even a sense of profound connection to something larger than themselves. Visitors have described sensations such as tingling, dizziness, disorientation, or even a feeling of being recalibrated. These experiences often transcend typical aesthetic appreciation, with individuals describing a distinct energetic field or a sense of profound significance that goes beyond simply viewing a large piece of art. While not conclusive proof of a specific origin, these subjective experiences, coupled with the measurable physiological changes, suggest that the geometric patterns might act as powerful energetic conduits, affecting human consciousness in measurable and profound ways, leading to a re-evaluation of our relationship with the natural world and the universe. One of the most intriguing aspects of crop circles is the recurring presence of ancient, universal symbols embedded within their designs, linking this modern phenomenon to ancient human wisdom and cosmological understanding. This suggests a continuity of symbolic language that transcends time and culture, hinting at either a shared human unconscious or an external source of information that has influenced humanity across millennia. A striking example occurred in 1997, when a formation near Silbury Hill, a prehistoric artificial mound in Wiltshire, mirrored a Celtic triple spiral. What made this particularly significant was its near-identical resemblance to a design carved into the ancient Newgrange tomb in Ireland, a structure dating back over 5,000 years. The triple spiral, or triskele, holds deep spiritual and cosmological significance across various ancient cultures, thought to symbolize concepts like time, life cycles, growth, continuous movement, and different aspects of consciousness: past, present, future, mind, body, spirit. The appearance of such an archaic and powerful symbol in a modern crop field suggests a continuity of communication or pattern making that transcends millennia, hinting at a shared knowledge or source of inspiration that connects these modern mysteries to humanity's ancient past. Furthermore, the recurring appearance of sacred geometry patterns, such as the flower of life, the Platonic solids, or vortex mathematics, in crop formations resonates deeply with philosophical and spiritual traditions worldwide. These universal forms, often considered fundamental blueprints of existence, suggest a connection to a deeper, underlying order of the cosmos. The precise manifestation of these symbols in fields could be interpreted as an activation of ancient knowledge, a reminder of humanity's innate connection to universal patterns, or even a deliberate attempt to awaken this understanding within us. They serve as a powerful bridge between the visible world and unseen forces, inviting humanity to reconsider the very nature of reality and our place within it. Crop circles, therefore, are not a simple enigma to be solved with a single explanation. They are a profound fusion of art, science, myth, and mystery, a canvas upon which various theories are projected and tested. The journey through their history, global appearance, scientific anomalies, and potential messages reveals a phenomenon far richer and more complex than initially perceived. The question is no longer merely are they real? As the evidence of their physical existence is overwhelming and the debate has shifted from their authenticity to their genesis. The true nature of the mystery lies in this inherent ambiguity and the multifaceted explanations it demands. Instead, the profound questions that continue to reverberate, inviting humanity into a deeper contemplation, are: who or what is behind them? Is it an unknown natural force, a sophisticated human art form, or a communication from an intelligence beyond our current comprehension, perhaps even from another dimension or star system? The very diversity of theories, often with compelling evidence supporting different facets, underscores the inadequacy of any single, conventional explanation to encompass all observed characteristics. This forces a recognition that our current scientific paradigms might be insufficient to fully grasp such a complex phenomenon. What are they trying to show us? Are they warnings, mathematical lessons, artistic expressions, or perhaps activations designed to shift human consciousness? The recurring themes of sacred geometry, complex mathematical constants, and symbolic narratives suggest a deliberate intent to convey information or stimulate a higher understanding, prompting a re-evaluation of humanity's intellectual and spiritual evolution. Their ephemeral nature and the constant evolution of their complexity could also imply a dynamic, ongoing dialogue, subtly guiding our awareness. Are we truly ready to listen with more than just our eyes, to move beyond skepticism and open ourselves to the possibility that these intricate patterns might be a form of dialogue from an intelligence or force beyond our current understanding? The continued appearance of these formations compels us to expand our paradigms and consider phenomena that defy easy categorization, pushing the boundaries of what we believe to be possible in the universe and our place within it. The mystery of crop circles challenges not only our scientific models but also our fundamental worldview, inviting an open-minded exploration into the profound unknown and a reconsideration of the hidden forces that may be at play in our world. It beckons us to look beyond the obvious and embrace the deeper, more spiritual implications of these enigmatic designs. Given the multifaceted nature of crop circles, as explored in this essay, People from different cultures and backgrounds would likely view the topic through varying lenses, shaped by their unique historical contexts, belief systems, and scientific understandings. Scientific/empirical backgrounds. Individuals with a strong scientific or empirical background, particularly from Western cultures, would likely focus intensely on the physical and scientific anomalies discussed in the essay. They would prioritize the rigorous analysis of plant nodes, soil samples, for example, fused silicon particles, magnetized iron spheres, and the precise mathematical encoding observed in formations like Barbary Castle. Their primary questions would revolve around verifiable evidence, the precise energy source, the exact mechanism of creation, and the replicability of these effects under controlled conditions. While acknowledging the enigma, they would likely lean towards natural atmospheric phenomena, like plasma vortices, or highly sophisticated, yet ultimately human, hoaxes as explanations, demanding concrete, repeatable proof before accepting more esoteric theories like extraterrestrial or consciousness-based origins. The German police helicopter sighting, being an official, first-hand observation of a rapid formation without visible human presence, would remain a significant, challenging data point for this group, compelling further investigation. Spiritual/indigenous backgrounds. Cultures with strong spiritual traditions or indigenous belief systems might interpret crop circles through a lens of natural spirits, divine messages, or profound connections to the earth and cosmos. The ancient symbols and a modern age aspect, particularly the mention of the Celtic triple spiral and the broader recurring themes of sacred geometry, for example, flower of life, platonic solids, would resonate deeply. They might perceive these formations as a form of communication from unseen realms, ancestral entities, or the living consciousness of the earth itself, rather than purely physical phenomena. The psychological and spiritual effects reported by visitors, shifts in brainwave activity, spontaneous emotional insights, feelings of peace, would be seen as further evidence of a non-physical or energetic influence, aligning with practices like land reverence, sacred site veneration, or communal energetic activations. The idea of morphic resonance might also find a more receptive audience, aligning with concepts of collective consciousness, energetic fields, and the interconnectedness of all life. For these cultures, the patterns might be seen as a form of Earth's language or a cosmic script. Skeptic/hoax-oriented backgrounds. For those predisposed to skepticism or with a primary focus on debunking unexplained phenomena, the overarching explanation for crop circles would remain human ingenuity and elaborate hoaxes. The confessions of Doug Bauer and Dave Chorley would be central to their narrative, and they would likely dismiss or find alternative, prosaic explanations for the physical anomalies, for example, natural plant reactions, contamination, misinterpretation, and eyewitness accounts, for example, optical illusions, confabulation, mass suggestion, attributing them to misinterpretation, overzealous belief, or even outright fabrication by proponents of paranormal theories. They would consistently challenge the logistical feasibility of non-human creation and relentlessly seek to uncover the human hand behind every formation, regardless of its perceived complexity or unique characteristics, often pointing to instances where human artists have successfully replicated complex designs as proof that all formations are reproducible by conventional means. Artistic/creative backgrounds. Artists and individuals with a strong creative sensibility might view crop circles, regardless of their origin, as extraordinary large-scale land art or ephemeral installations. The intricate designs, the breathtaking scale, the mysterious means of creation, and the transient nature of the canvas would be appreciated for their aesthetic and conceptual value. They might see the patterns as a mysterious form of performance art, a collaborative piece with unknown participants, or an evolving narrative expressed through geometric forms. The mathematical precision, whether attributed to human artists or an unknown intelligence, would be seen as a testament to profound design principles, but the artistic impact and the way these formations transform the landscape would be paramount. They might focus on the symbolism, the interplay of light and shadow, and the emotional response evoked by these grand natural artworks. UFO/extraterrestrial enthusiasts. For individuals already deeply interested in UFO phenomena, the extraterrestrial or interdimensional theories would be the most compelling and readily accepted. The Arecibo message response and the Crabwood formation, particularly with their encoded messages and apparent intelligent content, would be seen as strong, undeniable indicators of direct communication from advanced civilizations. They would emphasize the testimonies of pilots, radar operators, and military personnel who describe UFO sightings near crop circles, viewing these events as part of a larger pattern of contact, subtle intervention, or even a form of planetary conditioning by non-human entities. For them, Crop circles represent clear evidence that humanity is not alone and is being engaged in a mysterious, unfolding dialogue with beings from beyond our conventional understanding. In essence, the essay's holistic approach to crop circles, touching on history, global reach, scientific anomalies, symbolic content, and psychological impact, allows for a wide spectrum of interpretations. It highlights that the mystery is not singular, but rather a complex tapestry woven from diverse observations and beliefs, leading people from different cultures to emphasize different threads of the phenomenon, ultimately enriching the ongoing dialogue surrounding this captivating enigma. While the multifaceted nature of crop circles invites a broad range of theories, it is crucial to address the valid criticisms and skepticism that naturally arise from such an extraordinary phenomenon. A holistic understanding requires confronting the arguments that challenge the non-conventional explanations. It's all human hoaxes. This is the most common and potent criticism. Proponents of this view point to the numerous confessed hoaxers, particularly Doug Bauer and Dave Charley, who demonstrated how impressive designs could be created with simple tools. They argue that any complex formation is merely a testament to human ingenuity, and that unexplained cases simply haven't had their creators come forward or their methods exposed. Response: while acknowledging that a significant number of crop formations are indeed human-made, this argument fails to account for several key anomalies. Firstly, the physical evidence, such as the cellular changes in plant nodes, expulsion cavities, the presence of fused silicon and magnetized iron spheres in soil, and the non-breaking bending of stalks, has been consistently observed in genuinely anomalous formations and is extremely difficult, if not impossible, to replicate by simple physical flattening. Secondly, the rapid, traceless overnight creation of vast, intricate patterns, as evidenced by the German police helicopter sighting, defies the logistical capabilities of human teams, especially without any discernible entry or exit marks. Finally, the sophisticated encoding of complex mathematical constants, like pi, or binary messages, like Arecibo and Crabwood, implies a level of precision, planning, and knowledge that extends beyond typical human prankster capabilities, particularly given the speed and secrecy of creation. Natural phenomena explain it. Some critics, like Dr. Terence Meaden, propose that plasma vortices or other meteorological events could be responsible. They argue that localized energetic phenomena, such as ball lightning, could create the flattened patterns and even some of the observed physical changes. Response: while natural atmospheric events might explain some basic circular patterns and potentially certain plant changes, this theory struggles to account for the immense complexity, geometric precision, and particularly the intentional encoding of mathematical constants, fractal designs, or linguistic messages. Natural phenomena, by definition, lack intentionally or the capacity to produce such intricate and meaningful information. Furthermore, the sheer variety and artistic evolution of formations over decades point towards an intelligence, rather than random natural forces. Lack of verifiable, repeatable scientific proof. Critics often demand repeatable experiments or controlled observations that conclusively prove a non-human origin under scientific conditions. They argue that anecdotal evidence, eyewitness accounts, or even isolated physical anomalies are insufficient to overturn conventional scientific understanding. Response: this is a fair scientific demand. However, the nature of the phenomenon, its sudden, unpredictable appearance in remote locations, makes controlled scientific study extremely challenging. Researchers like Dr. Levengood have conducted peer-reviewed analyses of existing samples, revealing consistent anomalies that do present scientific challenges to conventional explanations. While a definitive smoking gun experiment may be elusive, the cumulative evidence from plant changes, soil analysis, precise geometry, and eyewitness accounts, when taken together, points to an extraordinary phenomenon that warrants continued open-minded investigation beyond immediate dismissal as solely human activity. The mystery persists precisely because the observed facts do not neatly fit into existing, comfortable paradigms. The discussion surrounding crop circles is thus a dynamic interplay between observed anomalies and critical scrutiny. While skepticism is a vital component of scientific inquiry, an overly dismissive stance risks overlooking genuinely unexplained phenomena that could challenge and expand our understanding of the universe. A final thought. Crop circles may be the only modern phenomenon where art, mathematics, nature, and mystery intersect so beautifully and defiantly. Dr. Elto Hasselhoff, physicist and crop circle researcher.